Hello, 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 and welcome, replayer viewers. Stop and turn on your sound. Today we are talking about, does accountability make you more successful? Okay, so turn on your sound. I want you to be able to hear what we're talking about because I want this to be an interactive discussion. So before we get started, let's share this out and get more people onto the conversation. Okay, I want a bit of back and forth on this. First of all, hi, welcome viewers, welcome. So first of all, do you believe that being more accountable and having accountability in your business will help you to be more successful? Okay, so let's share this out and we will have a look at this. Okay, great. So share that out with me. I'm on a mission, by the way. For those of you who don't know me, in fact, my name is Una Doyle. I'm the founder of creativeflow.tv and a business development coach for creators. And what I do is I help creative business owners to achieve their goals faster, more profitably, and also with creativity in a way that it feeds their soul, that they can do work that fills their heart with pride. And so I'm on a mission to help more creatives to make the transformation into successful creative entrepreneurs. And I believe this is a very, very important conversation that we are going to have here. I don't have anything to sell today. I don't even have anything to kind of get you to opt into or anything like that. I just want you to participate in this and to think and to look at what can you do to help you to be more successful. Okay, so what prompted this? A couple of things really. One is a fantastic quote that I absolutely love, okay? And this quote is, you either make yourself accountable or you will be made accountable to your circumstances. Okay, that's a quote by Anonymous. So let me just say that again. I want you to think about it. You either make yourself accountable or you will be made accountable by your circumstances. Interesting. Now, let me start this off by saying there are a small percentage of people that having external accountability doesn't help, it will actually hinder. And you might be one of those people. But before you decide that, I want you to think about the following things that we're going to talk about. And please, I want you to pop into the comments, what accountability do you have in your life? Right? Now for me, this started in a really big way. Gosh, it was over a year ago now, in fact a year and a half, 2 years ago, when I read a book called Better Than Before by Gretchen Rubin, and she talks about habits and what difference that they can make to your life. And through reading that book, I realised I am most definitely one of the kinds of people that really benefits from having external accountability. And I did two immediate things as a result of that have made a big difference in my life. Now, the first of those was getting a personal trainer, because I enjoy exercise. But I don't enjoy exercising on my own. I'm a very social person, but classes aren't always suitable and they're not tailored and things like that. So whilst I might go and have a swim myself, and I quite often use that as a kind of meditation space and sit in the jacuzzi and come up with ideas, and I love to go for walks, but even then I will quite often call somebody or listen to a podcast, and occasionally I would just have quiet thinking time where I'm receiving inspiration. But most of the time, for me to exercise, I need that external accountability. And it was actually owning the fact of, do you know what? That's just the way I'm built. It doesn't make me a failure. It doesn't mean that I'm, useless or anything. It's just simply about doing what works for me, putting the right structures in place. Okay, I've got a comment here. So Steve is saying, makes me think of not deciding is deciding is deciding. Oh yes, okay, gotcha. Not deciding is deciding. So in other words, if you choose not to decide, then you are not acting by default. So yeah, you've just got to look at, what is it that's going to work for you? Now, I have other areas of accountability that I had in my life then as well, in terms of a business mastermind that I'm part of. And so, we have fortnightly calls, and it means that I'm keeping on track of things. And it definitely makes a difference for me when I have a deadline to work to. And I found actually that for most of my clients, they have the same thing. That when they know, oh, I've got another call with Una, I'm supposed to do X, Y, Z, then they usually do it unless there's something getting in their way. And if there is, then we can work through that on the call and, you know, then help them to move on. And I think this is one of the other things that's very valuable about accountability, is the fact that it makes you face up to what isn't working. So right now I've got, you know, accountability in terms of my personal training. I also have an accountability partner for my acting, in terms of working on my acting craft and in terms of, you know, me marketing myself as an actor. And so that has been really helpful. Now, there's been times when I've said, actually, do you know what, right now this isn't as much of a priority for me. I've got something big going on in my business. But then there are other times when it most definitely has been, and where it's really helped me to push forward with things. As I said, I have the business mastermind, but I also have another accountability partner who is working on, like me, working on generating more leads and building our email list. And so because we have certain knowledge in common, we've partnered up, and we have regular calls as well to focus on some of the nitty-gritty things, and make sure that those are being done. So the other way that I have accountability is during my day. I have a kind of mini accountability by using a tool called Focusmate, and you may have heard me talk about this before. I think it's amazing. So for those of you who are more shy and introverted, you may kind of go, oh my God, I hate the thought of that. But you know what, even if you are, I would say give it a go. And it's simply video co-working. And so you're just doing it virtually over the internet, and it helps from the point of view of, you know, you're starting on the hour or half hour. It's a 50-minute session. And so what you're doing is you're writing a task, you do the task. You write the next task, you do that task. You write the next task, you do that task. And it just stops you getting distracted. It means that you're having to prioritize and get really focused on what you're doing. And that's one of the other big benefits about accountability as well, is that it makes you decide. You know, like Steve was saying earlier on, if you're not deciding, then you kind of are. You know, if you're not making decisions about what's important to you, then you're actually deciding, well, this stuff isn't important to me. Whereas when you have got an accountability partner, when you have got a coach that you're working with, when you're part of a mastermind, whatever it is that works for you, then it makes you choose. It makes you prioritize what is actually really important right now. Where does my focus need to be? Okay, so I think kind of going back to the beginning of what happens as part of the accountability process, making those decisions is super valuable. And then you have those deadlines, and you have that external accountability to help you to then meet those, you know, smaller objectives that will help you gradually to hit your goals. Okay, so I'm going to have to run now, but I just want you to think about it. You know, I just love this quote. I think it's brilliant. You either make yourself accountable, or you will be made accountable by your circumstances. So if your circumstances aren't what you want them to be, then what is a way that you could build accountability into your life and into your business? So comment and let me know, what could you do to build that accountability in? And also share this out, tag your friends, and let's get a discussion going around this, because I really want to know, like, how have you found accountability to work? And, you know, sometimes in the past I have tried to do accountability with my partner, my life partner. Doesn't quite work. I think sometimes if you're really close to somebody, it doesn't always work, because you kind of can tend to let each other off a bit. So yeah, just have a look, comment, let me know what your thoughts are, and I will come back and get involved in the discussion. Okay, I'm here same time next week, every Wednesday on Facebook Live at 4:30 p.m. GMT, 11:30 a.m. EST. I will see you next time. Bye.